Part 2 of my PTSD post-traumatic sports disorder video. Before we get started with this video, as always, be sure to like and subscribe to this page. It helps me grow, helps me spread these messages. So as I mentioned in the first video, PTSD, if you're just coming in, be sure to go back and watch that video because there's some useful gems in there of just describing there. I also have another video of where I got post-traumatic sports disorder. I think it'd be very, very beneficial watching that video before you watch this video. For those that have watched the past video, got 3 tips for you on things that I did to work through my identity crisis of being an athlete. Number 1, get the help. See a therapist. Especially my young black athletes. We already have so many traumas within our own lives, and if you go back and look at epigenetics, it's very fascinating. We have traumas that are going back generations that we don't even know about. So yes, the word of going to see a counselor and going to see a therapist, psychotherapist, there's this taboo or this negative around going to see a therapist. I think it's one of the best things. I think every single person, I don't care how much money you have, how happy you are, how sad you are, whatever it may be, I think everybody should see a therapist because there are things that you may not want to talk to or talk with, whether it be family members, aunts, uncles, whatever, partners. A therapist can help. And I describe my journey of going through that process. I cannot thank myself enough for committing to that journey. And it sucked because I'm notorious for and just being a guy as well, not truly wanting to dive in and talk about feelings. And going to see a therapist truly helped. Now there's still, I'm human. There's still times where I have my own flaws and I'm guilty. I admit it. But I'm much farther along in my journey than I was 4 or 5 years ago. So that's number 1. Number 2, get involved in groups. Especially men again, get involved with groups. Groups that are for the greater good. Community service groups. The Rotary Club is another good example. I'm involved in the Rotary Club and there's so many different community service events and activities that you can do, and you're surrounded by other people that also want to do the same thing. I've got this whole another taboo of getting involved in clubs and organizations. I'm not saying everybody, but for some reason it's men. Again, I'll do this by myself. Well, Fred, how's that working out for you? Sometimes we have to get rid of this arrogance and this wall of guilt and shame. And I'm not saying it's all put on us men, but society has its own pressures that make men feel like they can't speak up or get involved in, the whole laundry list of things. Get involved with organizations that have like-minded people around you that want to see you succeed, but that are also invested in your development. Going to the bar every Friday or Saturday and cracking down Coors Lights, that may not be doing it. So again, number 1, seeing a therapist. Number 2, getting involved in organizations and groups that are for the greater good and that are invested in seeing you develop. And number 3, I've got my notes down here. Journaling. And people say, well, I'm a man. I don't need to journal. Journal, Fred. I don't know who Fred is, but if you're Fred, I just pulled that name out of thin air. Journaling is one of the greatest things that I've done for myself, even within this year. And this is a part of developing. Writing down your thoughts, writing down your feelings, writing down what you want. Writing down what bothers you. Us men have a tendency to hold on to things, hold on to fears without letting them out. And that is extremely dangerous. I've been down that route many times. Journaling has opened my eyes up to a whole new world, but it has also allowed me to see, so I can go back 2 weeks ago, I can go back 4 weeks ago, I can go back 2 months ago, and I can see how my thoughts have started to progress. I've even started seeing the way I'm writing is more positive than it was at the beginning. Document these things, men and women, but I'm talking to my men specifically because we have gotten into this idea that it's okay to not talk. Just think about this. When men get together, and I think I was at the dentist the other day. I'm telling my dentist, I talk to anybody. The dentist was probably like, dude, what are you talking about? So I'm talking to my dentist. And you know when you go to the dentist, they ask you questions. You got your mouth wide open. Like, how are you supposed to respond? So I take breaks in between the session of the lady cleaning my teeth to answer questions. But anyway, so I'm at my dentist and I'm explaining these things to her. And she's like, yep, sounds like my husband. He does not like to talk about anything. And then I followed it up with, just think about how when men get together, if it doesn't involve beer, if it doesn't involve sports, and if it doesn't involve food, nobody's showing up to the party. And she laughed because it's true. Now, obviously, there's going to be some Joe Schmo jump in. Well, that's not me. Dude, we're not talking to you. Go find some tacos to eat or something. I'm talking to the men that center their social life around beer, sports, and food. And the conversation goes no deeper than sports or what kind of grill you have. Hey, dude, what kind of grill you use? Bruh, that's not the conversation we're having over here. So again, just think about these things. Find a therapist. And it is okay to find a therapist. Women do a much better job at doing the self-development work, and men don't. Man, we've got to make this is just life. This is part of our routine. Find a therapist. Secondly, get involved with groups. Groups that are for the greater good. Don't get involved with some group that goes to the pub every Wednesday night and drinks beers. I don't think that's as productive. Thirdly, journal. It's been one of the greatest things that I've done this year. Like I said, it's helped me see my thoughts and the progression of my thoughts and how I'm gaining more clarity on the things that I want in life. Drop me a comment. Let me know what you think about this. Have you thought about seeing a therapist? If you haven't, reach out to me. I can tell you all about it. It's been a 5-year journey. And if you think going once or twice is good enough, it's not. It's similar to somebody going to the gym January 1st. Okay, let me get my membership. I'm going to go 2 times and think I'm going to have a six-pack ab. Six-pack. I'm not talking about beer. You got to go. It's got to become a part of your life. It's got to be a routine. Let me know what you think. I'll be more than happy to have this conversation with you. But you got to be open to it. Journaling. Getting involved with groups. Let me know what you think. Hopefully this video has helped you. And if it hasn't, maybe it's sparked some ideas. Maybe you don't suffer from post-traumatic sports disorder. Maybe it's something else. I hope I've been able to give you something of value that you can not only share with yourself, but also share with those around you. Because my whole goal is to touch one person so that person then can go out and inspire and motivate other people. It's the best gift to give. Helping people through inspiration. If you like this video, like it, subscribe to the page. Until next time, I'm out.